Are the Knicks a destination spot now?
Believe it or not, no, not yet.
What do you know about Stephen A?
Let me tell you this, West, Worldwide West, please don't text me. Don't get
Where
on
are your
me about this.
pom-poms?
Arnold
Don't worry
strokes.
about this. Don't worry about this. What you talk about, Stephen A? Listen, here's the deal. It's not a destination spot yet. Let me explain. I can't say enough about Tom Thibodeau. He's number 2 on my Coach of the Year. I have a vote, and I'm not gonna hide it. I voted for Monty Williams. Monty Williams, Coach of the Year. Tom Thibodeau's a close number 2. I think the job Monty Williams did in Phoenix is sensational. Leon Rose is my Executive of the Year. I think he's done a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
With Scott Perry and Worldwide West, William Wesley there, from that particular standpoint, culturally, the New York Knicks can very well be a destination spot. I'm not going to even blame Dolan, because in recent months, Dolan has, thank God, stayed out of the media, stayed out of the news. The question mark is Tom Thibodeau. Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he's number 2 Coach of the Year, my candidate. Great coach, number 1 defense, number 1 against three-point shooting, top 5 against the field. But today's player, they want to control stuff. That ain't happening with Tom Thibodeau. You're not going to engage in load management of your own accord working for Tom Thibodeau. You ain't going to get too many perks playing for Tom Thibodeau. You're going to prioritize basketball. You playing for Tom Thibodeau. You're not going to go up on podiums talking about basketball is not on your mind. That ain't happening with Tom Thibodeau. That kind of stuff. I'm just going to take days. I'm just going to take days off. That ain't happening with him.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it as a negative to him, because Tom Thibodeau has been on the record talking about the adjustments that he has had to make as a head coach, from Chicago to Minnesota, where he was controlling the whole thing, to now being in New York. And I give him loads of credit for that, and I believe in it. But I'm talking about today's culture of player and what they like and what they've grown accustomed to. Colliding with
it could clash with certain
colliding and clashing with the tendencies of Thibodeau.
Yep.
That is what has me a bit suspect.
I don't know what
It
to
is a young
argue with
team.
first. Yeah. Because I was prepared to come out here. Last segment, you're going, New York, stand up.
Yeah.
So
talk about it right now. These playoffs.
They got no chance to get past the second round. So you're saying
I didn't say that.
The bar.
Who said that?
The Knicks are getting to the conference.
I didn't say that. You said no chance. I'm not ready to rule that out. I'm not ready to rule that out. I'm not ready to rule out that second round matchup against the 76ers. I'm not ready to dismiss that. I'm not ready to dismiss it. No, I'm not ready to dismiss it.
New York, stand
I'm not
up.
ready to dismiss
This
it.
is how low the bar has been set.
Yeah.
The bar has been set so low that they have a chance to win a playoff series. This is a team that since the year 2000 has never been to the Eastern Conference Final. A chance to win a playoff series is all you need, and it's New York, stand up. And you know what? I think the league is feeling that too. I have to be honest. New York is such a desirable market to play in, such a place where you can amplify your brand. And these superstars nowadays want to be billionaires. They got their eyes on the prize, right? Knicks are a place they feel they can do it if the culture is healthy enough. And now, I don't think it's any brilliant move by Dolan. As you would say, even a dead clock is right twice a day, right? Or in Dolan's case, once every 2 decades. I think finally this regime has gotten it right. You're right to look at Leon Rose and Worldwide West and Thibodeau. They've done a very good job. And now I think the league is looking at its healthy place to play, and it's New York City, and it's the Knicks. But let me now address what you just said about Thibodeau. I never saw Thibodeau as the long-term coach for the Knicks. To me, the Thibodeau, fairly or unfairly, I think is perceived like Mark Jackson, or in baseball, Buck Showalter. There are some coaches, general managers, coaches, managers, whatever, who are seen as this dude can get you to a healthy place. He can change the culture, and then you need someone else to get you over the top, whether fair or unfair. And I look at Thibodeau, and I just always assume that's what the Knicks are thinking. He's going to get us to a place. Maybe not. When you talk about you drown out the message after a while, right? Thibodeau strikes me as a type of dude who might burn out a team after 3 or 4 years, and then you bring in another guy to get you over the top.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is I'm not pointing the finger at Thibodeau as if he's at fault, because he's exactly the way he should be, and he's what's needed in the game of basketball today as far as I'm concerned. I'm not blaming him at all. I'm just simply saying the culture that exists amongst today's players. The question is, how receptive are those individuals going to be, knowing the reputation that Thibodeau has once had, even though he's modified it to some degree? That's the question mark, which is why I said it remains to be seen whether or not this is, the destination, because he's the guy that's there. Because if you're the New York Knicks, he's a godsend. I know he's a godsend to me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Tom Thibodeau. But I will say this. They got to win a championship in Brooklyn. Because, my God, if they don't, let me tell you something. No one will regret not going to New York more than Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Listen.
They're right there.
This is Brooklyn. Listen, Brooklyn's one of the boroughs. You understand? It's like it's Queens. You know, the Mets and Queens, Mets and Queens, right? But we don't talk about them too much. These are the Yankees. You understand what I'm saying?
The Giants, the Jets don't even play
I'm just trying to tell you. Brooklyn is nice. You understand? And listen, I root for Brooklyn against everybody but the Knicks, because I'm all about New York first, unlike some traders I know. I'm all about the boroughs. Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, Manhattan. I'm about the boroughs, baby. So I ain't rooting against Brooklyn except against the Knicks. But I'm telling you, when you there's something special, and you have to admit this with your hating trader self. Even you got to admit this. No matter what success that's achieved in Brooklyn, could you imagine if it had been achieved for the Knicks? If they don't win in Brooklyn, I'm talking specifically about KD and Kyrie. If there is not a championship parade on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, I promise you, they're going to sit back and go like this. Damn.
One question.
What if we were in New York?
One question.
What if we were in New York City and playing for the orange and blue? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.